When a new camera's recording setting is initially activated in DW Spectrum, the system will automatically set it to record using a motion-only setting. This means that the camera will only record when motion is detected by both DW Spectrum and in the camera itself. You can typically check that the motion detection feature is enabled and that the detection area is mapped on the camera itself using the camera's web interface. For DW Spectrum, the recording schedule and motion area is controlled through DW Spectrum Client Desktop application. To configure the DW Spectrum recording schedule for a camera, open the Camera Settings menu. You can do this by right-clicking on the desired camera in the resource tree on the left and selecting Camera Settings. You can select multiple cameras at the same time to apply the same recording schedule to all the selected cameras. In the Camera Settings menu, select the Recording tab. The recording toggle slider must be activated to allow the camera to record. When enabled, DW Spectrum automatically seeks an available license for the camera. As long as at least one license is available, the stream from the device will be recorded when activated. You can easily determine if a camera is recording by the status indicator in the device list. A solid red circle signifies that the camera is currently recording. A hollow red circle signifies that the camera has a recording schedule and recording license assigned, but is not currently recording. This is usually when the camera has a schedule and license applied, but it is outside of the scheduled recording time for the camera, or if there is no motion being detected to trigger motion recording. If an uncolored hollow circle appears, it means that the camera is not recording, but there is recorded video available for playback in the archive. The recording schedule is based on the VMS time. You can tell Spectrum when you want the camera to record by highlighting the hour blocks in the recording schedule grid. Under the Schedule Settings area of the menu, set the frame rate and video quality for the selected device. This does not determine the resolution of the video that is recorded, but instead are options for preset bitrate values. After setting the quality, select a recording mode. Record always will set the camera to constantly add video to the server's archive. This option is best for creating constant, never-ending video recordings, but will consume more storage and resources. Motion Only will set the camera to only record when the camera and Spectrum detect movement in the motion detection area. This option can help to increase the retention time of the camera's video archive and can lower the consumption of data. Motion and Low Res will set the camera to only record when the camera and Spectrum detect movement. When no motion is detected, Spectrum will record video to the archive at low-quality settings, but the server will switch to a higher-quality video stream when motion is detected. This option is best to continuously record video without consuming large amounts of media storage and resources. If you need to adjust the length of time that will be added to the recording before or after motion has been detected, you can change the pre- or post-recording setting below the schedule settings. Spectrum will automatically manage the amount of time that saved video will remain stored in the archive and will only begin to overwrite the oldest footage when the archive is full. You can change these settings if specific configuration, but it is recommended to use the auto setting unless specific configuration is required. Once the recording parameters have been set, click in the calendar grid to map the days of the week and hours of the day for the schedule. You can apply different recording modes and quality settings to the recording schedule as needed. Be sure to click the Apply button to save your changes. If you have selected a motion recording type for a camera's recording schedule, it may be beneficial to configure the detection area. This can be done by selecting the Motion tab in Camera Settings. Make sure that the Motion Detection toggle is activated to allow motion recording. The slider will appear green if it is enabled. Using motion detection allows the DW Spectrum server program to use adaptive scaling to dynamically switch resolutions to save the most bandwidth resources and to optimize the server hardware's processing load. By default, the camera's secondary stream will only be used for detecting motion if the secondary stream resolution is set no higher than 1024 by 728. If the selected stream is set to a high resolution, motion decoding may consume most or all the server CPU. The entire motion area will be selected when motion recording is initially set up. Archive storage time can be extended by specifying areas of a camera's region of interest in which the system should detect motion and which areas to ignore. In the Motion menu, select the detection sensitivity. Level 1 is a low sensitivity, where large changes of movement within the camera's region of interest will be required to trigger motion detection. Level 9 is high sensitivity, where small, subtle changes to the scene will trigger motion detection. Using Level 0 sensitivity will set a motion mask and tell Spectrum to ignore the selected area. A Level 0 sensitivity or low-level sensitivity is best applied to high-traffic areas where false positive detections are most likely to take place. Street-facing cameras, tree and plant foliage, and constant foot traffic are a few example situations that can otherwise trigger false positive motion detection. Click and drag to map the sensitivity in the motion areas. A live stream of the selected camera will display for reference. The selected sensitivity level will be used until a new one is selected for mapping. Continue to apply varying sensitivity levels as needed. If needed, you can click the Reset button to change the camera's entire motion detection area back to the default level of 5. Once finished with applying the changes, click the Apply button. After adjusting the motion detection area, DW Spectrum will proceed with recording the camera's video using the new detection settings. For more information on viewing media archives, camera viewing, and layout management will be covered in the next video.